And
It looks pretty.
Peel this off for you.
It does look pretty.
You don't need to see that. Okay. So right now, guys, there is settings. It is remote controlled. Okay. For on off. Your settings are all in here. So if we want it to operate off this remote, okay, we leave it on number 2, which I have the 2 button over this way. Okay, and it'll operate off this remote, on and off, on and off. Okay. Now in summer months, you know this fireplace does put out heat. It's electric heat. Okay. It uses about 10 amps, which is quite a bit. So you have to be careful running this, your microwave, you know, your electric heater, AC, because we don't want to overdo the amps. But in summer months, if you just wanted the light show at night and no heat at all, you can just simply switch right here on this side off. And you have just a light show, no heat, it won't warm up in here on you. So you can still...
I like that.
Yep.
That's really
It's a nice, it is a nice little thing that they have there. Now, if you do have your heat on, you'll notice there's a little round button here, a little knob that you can move back and forth. It's the thermostat. So you can set this high or low.
I'm going to see the thermostat point that out.
Yep, it's right there. It's the round knob right there.
Okay.
So if you turn it with your finger, like when you get your room temperature in here, 76 degrees, if you turn it, you'll hear it click. Once it clicks off, it knows it's set at 76 degrees. So it is adjustable through this to keep this one room right here, pretty comfortable if you didn't want to run your furnace or something like that on electric heat. But the light shows good. Now this other rocker switch that I was telling you about, that in the number 2 position, is for the remote. If you have children in the home, or the remote, you don't want the remote to work, you can simply turn this to position 1 and the remote won't work it. Okay, so it just eliminates the remote control.
But you can do all that you just talked about.
You can do everything
with the remote.
Yep. Well, you can't adjust the heat off and on. You can't turn the heat off and on with this. What this does, if the heat's manually set on the switch here, it just works with the remote. So when I turn it on, if I already have my heat on, it's going to start producing heat. So however you have that heat switch set, it will turn off and on with the remote.
Okay.
As the whole fireplace goes off and on. So I have it on now, set at about mid temperature, and it's on remote. So remote's going to work it for you. Okay?
Looks very nice.
It is nice. It is nice. If you ever have to, I'm making sure this was the same fireplace. If you ever have to replace the batteries in this remote, okay, you have to program this remote back to this fireplace so it will work it. It's very easily done. It's easily. It is very easily done.
Which means I'm going to have to do it for you.
Well, if I'm up in North Carolina, it's not.
That's all right. Now, will our universal remote work with this fireplace? Like an auxiliary function?
It will not.
No?
The good thing about the fireplace, if this ever becomes lost, of course we can order you a new one. A universal remote will not find this fireplace, to my knowledge. But you still can operate it manually down there, even without this remote. Now, if you need to program this remote to that fireplace, all you have to do is turn your power off right here. Okay? You can just do it on the main or whichever one we're legged into. Let me find which one it is for you. I didn't prep the unit, guys. I just know so much about units. It takes me just a second and I'll figure out which one you all have. There it is. Okay. The breaker that this is on your, it says refrigerator, so your refrigerator and your fireplace are on the same one. Okay? So it's going to be easily found. All you have to do to program this remote is turn this breaker off, turn it on, and hit on. Within 10 seconds of flipping this breaker back on, and this remote will program to that fireplace.
Okay.
So it's just that simple. Turn that breaker off, turn it on, hit on, and it'll find that fireplace. Okay? So we can turn that off. Okay. Your TV. Guys, are you going to be on part cable, or are you going to be on... That's a DVD player, also radio.
That's what I was hoping.
Yep,
yeah.
It'll do everything for you. Okay. Are you going to be on part cable, or are you going to be on air antenna?
Satellite, probably, right?
Yeah, I plan to have them last time I went up to the campground, they just set up. It was
Dish.
It was no, it was DirecTV.
Yes, it
then
was
they
Direct.
just put it same.
Set it all up for you? Okay.
Yeah.
But it hooks into the unit the same as the cable, right?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
The only thing you do have to make sure of, okay, when you're hooking up your satellite to the unit, these units are now prepped with an amplifier for the air antenna. Okay, we need that amplifier off, or it's going to interfere with your satellite. Okay.
Okay.
That switch is in here, guys. It's lit up and it's green. It's a green button.
Let me see.
If you look back in there, you'll see it lit up. Do you see it on that back wall? Okay. If you match that button, that green light will go off.
Okay.
That's when you hook your satellite into
So
the
you
system.
need to turn the amplifier off before you hook the satellite up. Cable's fine.
Cable, you need it off also.
Okay.
The only time we need this on if you're running on air antenna, which
Okay.
we are right now.
Now, what do you mean by air antenna?
It's just it's like the old style. It's just an antenna that's on the roof. It's made in the unit, and it'll pick up stations for you.
Yeah, just a regular
This is-
antenna. Yeah.
This is just regular antenna
Yes.
right here, and it's going to pick up a lot of stations.
Do you suppose?
And that amplifies the signal so you can get reception.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Do you suppose up in the mountains? Is there any chance it would
Not had one up there working for me yet, so I don't know if it's going to pick up or not. You could try it. You may not even have to have your satellite. Because, I mean, we get about
Yeah.
15 channels here right now.
really?
And you see how clear it is?
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to turn this amplifier off, and you'll see how much of a difference it makes. See, we lose our signal
Oh
completely.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay? So, yeah, I mean, the amplifier is a big part on the antenna, but it's a big part that needs to be turned off on any other device trying to run the TV.
Satellite and cable, you
That's
need to turn
exactly
it
right.
off.
That's
Okay.
exactly right. And anywhere you go, guys, I know this unit's going to go somewhere and it's going to be setting. You know, we're not going to be pulling this up and down the road. Or I don't think y'all are.
No.
Normally not on the destination trailers.
No.
Once you get to where you're going, you have to do an auto program on the TV. If it doesn't get moved, you shouldn't have to do it again. And it's very easily done. We're just going to go to input. I'm telling you it's easily done, but let me figure it out. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. I'm sorry. I got to go to menu. Let me do it real quick, and then I can explain to you how to do it, okay?
Sounds to me like you will have to go up with me.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. All right, I got it now. So once you get the unit there, you're going to turn your amplifier on so you can see if you're going to need satellite or not, or if you like the channels it picks up. Real simple. You're going to hit the menu button. Okay? We're going to move it down to tuner. We're going to highlight that with OK. Every time you do something, you're going to hit OK. See how I'm selecting antenna? If I went sideways, it would make me go to part cable. So if you put it on part cable sometime or another, you're going to need to put it on cable TV and do the same thing that I'm telling you to do. So we want it on the antenna right now, and then we're going to move it down to auto channel scan. And hit OK, and it's going to scan and tell you how many channels you can pick up where this unit's going to go. Okay? Takes a little while for it to run through, and then it's going to find all of our digital channels that's available through air.
Now, if I do put my own flat screen, will it work here?
No, you're gonna
You
have
change
to.
this TV to another one,
Uh-huh.
it's going to work the same.
You're just gonna have to program it differently
Yep.
because it's a different TV.
Yep, you're still going to have to auto-program the new TV that you get.
But will it work with the
Yes, ma'am.
that
Yes, ma'am.
antenna?
Yep, absolutely.
So the antenna is built into the unit, it's separate from the TV.
Exactly right. It's
Okay.
just basically like a part cable line that feeds in. It's a supply like cable TV would be, but it's always on the unit.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's only going to get so many channels, you know what I mean? And I found the bigger the flat screen, the more channels you'll pick up because the more digital components that's in it, and it really does. I've seen some of the 50s get 17, 18, 19 channels out here.
How
Okay.
big is mine?
50. Yes.
So, yeah.
Now, I'm thinking, what's the maximum size you can put on here, and It not overhang the wall.
It should have a backer there. If you're putting a big TV, you know, you can always put a board behind it to make a bigger backer on the wall itself behind the TV with lots of screws, and that's a way more reinforcement there. You know, it's like I say, it's pretty strong back there. It does have a TV wall mount backer behind it, but you know, I'm sure these units wasn't designed for a 50, so yeah, I would check the weight on it.
So this wall won't take a 50. I mean, you'd be hesitant to put a 50-inch TV on this wall.
I would.
Yeah.
I would myself.
How about on the outside mount? The same thing?
Well, if you
Yeah. So pretty much, you don't want to put a 50 on these walls without further reinforcement.
Or something at the bottom on the base.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? If it's
Yes.
in here, you can strap it here, you're fine.
Okay.
Put anything you want to. Yeah. Okay, so we got, I was looking at it, did you see what it was, Adam? I think it was 9 channels, no, we get 7 digital channels just with this little TV, okay? Like I say, I've seen 19 channels on our bigger ones. So the bigger the TV, the more digital channels you are going to get.
Now, how about non-digital? Is that
There's no more analog channels, no more.
no more? So okay, okay.
Everything you get now is going to be a digital, it's going to be a digital channel.
I still have the question about up in the mountains.
I am too, that you're saying that. I'm not sure. I couldn't stand here and say, yeah, you're going to get some good reception there, because you may not.
But I would try it before I went and spend the money on the satellite.
I don't have to pay for it because they just take it from here and turn it off here and take it up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way my direct TV is, too. They can move it to another household or wherever.
Yeah.
And still my bill doesn't change or all that stuff. Yep, that's true. So,
Free.
free.
For your career guide, call
Now, this for your DVD player.
877-601-SHAFT. That's 877-601-2020.
You see the DVDs go in here.
Or text
Or CD player.
94576.
Okay. And radio as well.
I'm sorry?
Radio as well.
Yes, ma'am. It's on radio right now. If you wanted to play a CD, you just simply put the CD in it. Turn this down a little bit. Now, to play a DVD player, a movie, okay, you just simply put your movie in there, and you just simply change the input on the TV. You hit input, and you're going to go down to, oh, I didn't hit it fast enough. No, this one's component. You take it down to component, and then when the DVD goes in, it'll play up there for you. You just hit play. You can stop, mute it, fast forward it. Everything works right there. There is a remote for it also.
So this audio system and the TV are tied in together?
The TV does not feed through the surround sound,
Uh-huh.
but if you got a movie in here, it's full surround sound in the unit, yes.
Okay.
Okay?
Is there a book?
There is books on all this, yes ma'am. These are just different speakers, which this unit only has one set, which is speaker C. Oh no, I'm sorry, it does have more sets. Let's see
Yeah,
here.
you can turn them off and on different sections.
See where they are.
Is it possible?
And where's A, sir?
Are there speakers in the bedroom?
That's what I'm checking right
Okay.
now, sir. There's one there. Okay, your surround sound is basically right here, guys.
Okay.
It's everywhere in the living room, okay?
So there's nothing in the bedroom or the back room here as far as the audio feeding in their speakers.
I'm checking right now, I don't
Okay.
believe so.
You got speakers outside.
Okay,
There are speakers outside though.
There's 2 speakers. Right?
Okay.
so if you're watching a movie in here, one thing to keep in mind, your outside speakers are at B. It's on B. You can turn them off and on by simply hitting the button. Okay? If you're watching a movie, keep in mind B needs to be off unless you want the neighbors to listen to the movie with you.
They might be happy to do that.
There you go. Okay, there's no C. So A is inside and B is outside speakers.
And you can play A and B simultaneously, or okay.
Absolutely. Or singly. You can do outside speakers and no inside speakers, or inside speakers, no outside speakers, or both together.
And
Okay.
there's no way to add.
For the bedroom,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
normally when it's built like this. No, ma'am. It's too hard to get the wires through the attic to there. I'm going to double check, make sure I didn't miss a speaker up here.
You know, not in the bedroom.
Yeah. So it's just A and B, guys. And that's all you got to do. And just remember when you want to go back to your...
So C doesn't have any signal at all.
Right, C has no speakers at all. It's just, they make all the radios the same, and it's available in some models, and some models it's not.
But if you knew somebody, you could have it wired
Right, into
separately
C, put it
into
over there.
C.
Yeah, you sure.
Okay.
If you could figure out how to get the wire there and not damage the unit, sure.
Okay.
Sure, absolutely. You could pull that radio and it's sitting right back there behind it.
So the channel's live, it's just not hooked
It's
up.
live, that's
Okay.
exactly right.
I think Jack could do that.
Okay.
Okay, any questions with anything right here? When we start getting bigger, we start getting wider also. Okay? Now we're into studs. There's actually studs running through here that kind of support all this. So you'd have to be cutting into studs. You'd have to re-support everything in there. I mean, it would be it's a pretty good ordeal to reinforce everything and make that wall still stand and the TV brackets and all that, okay? And there's a lots of wiring in there too. Keep that in mind also.
I really
Not
don't
saying it
think
can't
that's-
be done.
I
Just
don't
saying
think
that, you know,
It's an ordeal, like you said.
It's a little bit of an ordeal.
Okay.
Okay? Well, let's start in the back, guys, and we'll work all the way forward.
Yeah, the back is interesting.
It's very interesting. Your cabinets that we took down, ma'am, are up here. In case you wanted them, they took them off, and these are the doors that were there where the fireplace is now. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So them are yours. Okay. It's got a small shower, of course.
let me see this. Oh,
Okay.
see it. Yeah. Oh, that's plenty big.
Plenty big. This is a nice model. I've been here for 2.5 years, and I've not seen a model quite like this one. It's really odd, but I mean, I love the bunkhouses in the back and the little bathroom. It's awesome.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, the main thing that you need to know in here is that GFI resettable outlet.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
so
like
if something happens, you know, if you lose power here or somewhere in this bedroom right here, guys, you're going to want to check right here and make sure that that reset is not tripped, and if it is, re-trip it. Okay.
And this is all it covers. It doesn't cover.
It doesn't cover the whole unit. There should be another one up front,
Okay.
and I'll confirm that in just a second as we keep on going. Okay.
And this is a sliding door.
If you roll that vent up, turn that fan on, of course it'll move some air for you through the roof, okay? This is just an on-off switch. This is just the basic fixtures, guys. To activate the shower, you can pull this up, and your shower will start to be activated, okay?
Yeah.
This is a Dometic toilet.
Oh, what kind of
This
door?
is a Dometic.
Oh, the brand.
That's
Yes,
the brand.
ma'am. So to add water on this one, you just simply max the pedal just a little. Adam, turn the pump on for me, sir. It's right by the front door in that compartment. Sorry, I didn't have the water on.
Let me see where that is.
So to add water so you can use the restroom, you just
This
barely
red
max
switch
the
right
pedal.
The red switch is the pump.
It's the pump.
Okay.
Fill it up
That
where it needs
turns
to
on
be.
your in-house pump.
All the way down to
Okay. And you just turn it on as you need it. You
Turn it
don't.
on and off.
Okay. You don't keep it on all the
it's a
time.
demand pump.
Oh,
So
okay.
it'll shut itself off when you're not using the water.
Oh, so you
But
can leave it on.
You can leave it on,
All right.
and then when you turn this on, it'll kick the pump on.
Oh,
But
I
when
see.
When the water's off, it shuts the pump off.
Okay.
It's called a demand pump.
All right. Thank you.
That you couldn't hook up to a regular sewer system.
Yes, you can.
That you had to take it to a dump station.
No, you can hook to a regular sewer system. Here's the key for that. Okay. I know this is a park model. We set them up. Your gray valves, you can leave them valves open sometimes. Maybe what she's referring to is your black tank valves that go to the sewer. They need to. These tanks need to fill up every single time, and then get dumped. You can't just leave that valve open because all the solids hang in the tank, and then eventually it will stop that tank up. So you're just going to let them fill up, and then you're going to dump them. But yes, you can dump right in a regular sewer. I mean, people do it all the time.
Okay. I didn't think she knew it.
No, I think she was confused about.
Leaving in the unit for a long time, and you want to turn it off. The on-off switch for the electric side of the water heater is right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and leave it on for you right now. It'll start heating up and everything like that. And if you're letting it stay by itself in storage, you know, there's no need for that to stay on. So if you're gonna be there like once a month, you can just come out here and turn it on when you need to and off when you're leaving the unit. Okay.
Okay, well, I'll be leaving it, leaving it for 5 months in the wintertime if I take it up to North Carolina.
Okay, then you want to turn that off. And you're going to be in the mountains in North Carolina?
Yeah.
You may think about having it winterized every time you leave, and then having someone winterize it, de-winterize it when you get back. You know, just to keep everything from busting.
That's what Jack does.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay.
he's-
So
he's
somebody's
a-
already aware of that, and when they de-winterize it, they're not going to know to turn that off anyway and drain the tank for you.
Yeah, he's a handyman. He's been there for a long time.
It also has a rear door in the back, guys, which I'm sure y'all seen.
Yeah.
So this thing's got 3 doors in it.
So you need to buy make 3 ramps.
I'll pass that along to the construction crew.
That isn't what I said.
Yeah.
This one looks a lot. Whoops, I'm sorry. Is this one? It doesn't look as steep as the others.
The
They're about
stairs.
the same. They're all 3 steps, so
Yeah, but
the door may be a little higher or something, but it does look a little different than the other one.
Is it higher or lower?
I think I think it's a little higher myself. That door.
Yeah.
They're about the same.
Okay.
They're about the same. Yeah, they look the same to me. And the door height looks the same. Now this is a little narrower door than that front entry door. Okay, you're gonna have 2 sewer hookups for this unit. You're gonna have to get your handy dandy guy there to put you a Y hose is what it is. It's a Y, and you can run one to here and one up
Okay,
there.
because you got 2 bathrooms, you need 2 hookups.
Exactly
Yes.
right. So this is what's going to dump your rear bathroom. It's one valve going to dump the sink, the tub, and the toilet. That one valve right there.
Okay.
Okay?
But
So
you
you're
don't
gonna have
to do anything manually.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you got to do that. Pull the valve.
Once this is all clean, guys, so if water comes out, it's just water. So when your sewer hose is here and you're hooked into your sewer, you know, and you got your other one wide in it together, to dump the tank, you just simply pull this valve. Okay?
Okay.
When all of it comes out, you simply close that valve back off. Okay? And you don't have to worry about the cap because you're probably going to leave it full hookup all the time.
Right.
Yeah, so you're don't have to worry about that.
What about the black tank?
This is the black tank, ma'am. This is for the rear bathroom. Okay? So this tank needs to stay off all the time. I mean, stay closed all the time, and then to dump it, you just open the valve. Just like that.
It doesn't have to have it does have to have a hose on it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Is that what that hose is there?
No, this is your power cord.
Oh,
This is your 50 amp power supply that you'll be plugging into at wherever you set the unit up.
And that's
So
what
you
you
have
need
to
to run
buy
this
it.
unit at 50 amp.
This unit needs to be a 50 amp RV approved, not a 220. What it is, it's 2 120 volt legs. People think, okay, it's 240. No, it's not. It's 2 legs of 120. If you
Okay.
ever want 220 to go to this unit at all, you're going to burn everything up.
Okay.
So you need to have a real true
50 amp.
50 amp RV plug put in.
Okay.
Okay?
okay. The other part, you have to buy the hoses
For this unit,
uh,
yes, ma'am. Now they're going to give you a gift card or something in there. You can purchase it with that, or they're going to give you a starter kit for this unit, which comes with a water supply hose. I believe it comes with 1 sewer hose, and then you have to buy the other attachments that you need to make this thing a double.
Yes.
So you can ask your salesman about that. They're going to give you some options in there.
And it's long.
It's a big unit. It's a big unit. Okay.
it is. It looks bigger from this side than the other. Yeah.
Your city water connection. So when you get to where you're setting the unit, you're just going to tag onto your city water supply, and you're going to hook it up right there.
Okay. Now what's the freshwater one?
Okay. If a major storm's coming, remember the pump that I was telling y'all about in there? If you know a storm's coming and you're scared you're going to lose power or your water supply, you just unhook your water hose from here, take this off, and fill this up. It's going to fill a 44-gallon water supply that's built into the unit, and then you can turn your pump on and pull off of that fresh water.
Okay.
And still have good water.
Okay.
And how long you think? For
44 gallons, I mean, if you're not killing it with showers and everything like that,
one person.
yeah, it'll run a long time. That's a lot of water for one person.
Yeah, just the showers is what kills
Yeah,
the
the
water
showers is
supply.
gonna be your
Well, I
main
just
water
won't
drain.
take a shower all summer.
Okay, that'll work. All summer. All
That's
right.
what I said.
You're gonna be
If you go
lonely.
to the parts of North Carolina I've been to, you can just get right in the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a pond.
This here, guys, is going to be for your park cable hookup or your satellite.
Okay.
Okay. We're almost done. This is going to be storage under your bed. Okay.
Okay. There you go. There's another
That's the
storage.
same storage that you open up.
Yep. I can see your wrench right there. That was on the inside. Okay.
Yeah.
One thing to keep in mind. I'm not saying anybody's ever going to try to break in on you. And God hope they don't. Keep that lock locked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause,
that
you know, if
makes
you're laying in
sense.
bed, the last thing you want is somebody trying to come underneath your bed.
Yeah. Right.
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 That might scare you a little bit. So, now, this here, guys, it's something you won't never have to mess with, but if something happens and your slide rooms won't come in at all, this is where a technician would come in here and put a drill in this and make these come in.
Okay. That's a
manually.
manual control for the slides.
Exactly right.
Okay.
You spin it, it's pretty easy. It's a hex head. You just put a drill on it right there. If you spin it one way, it's going to start bringing your slides in. If you spin it the other way, it's going to take your slides out.
And they're all connected.
They're all connected in series. It's going to move one, and then it's going to start moving another one, and then start moving
Okay.
another one. Okay?
I hate to tell this story, but when we got to the campground for the first time, my husband wasn't familiar, and when he put the slides out, he tore the DC
Wires.
wires. Is that something that might happen here?
They're all pinned up. They're all where they need to be. You can move these out in and out 100 times, and it should not affect anything at all other than obstructions that you may have yourself inside in front of that slide. Say you left a briefcase in front of your bed. When that bed comes in, it's going to start hitting that briefcase. So you just got to look for obstructions when that slide's coming in.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, this is your battery, okay? This is not a maintenance-free battery, so you need to have your handy-dandy guy check this battery for you periodically, okay?
Okay.
He's just going to pop these caps and he's going to put distilled water in here. That's the only maintenance this battery needs. Okay?
How does this get charged when you're using the battery?
Remember in the breaker panel in there?
Uh-huh.
Behind that panel is a built-in charger that runs off of your power supply.
Oh, I
So
see.
this thing has a built-in charger that maintains this battery all the time.
Oh,
So
Okay.
anytime it's plugged in, it's charging this battery, so we're using this battery.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you got to maintain this water. Okay?
I gotcha.
Okay?
And how long can it run off the battery
I don't know
itself?
how much power you're using. You
Okay.
know, your refrigerator don't run off the power, so if you lose power, you are going to lose your refrigerator.
Okay.
If you just maintain one or two little lights, this battery may stay up for you for 12 to 24 hours.
Okay.
Before your LP detector starts to let you know, hey, I'm getting pretty
Okay.
low here.
Okay.
This is going to be your LP tanks.
oh, that makes it easy to get. Much easier.
Much easier.
Yes.
You can see we have one off and one on. See your little knob? Whichever way it's pointing is the tank we're pulling off of.
Okay.
So when this one ran out, we just simply turn this off, flip this over, and turn this one on. Guys, one thing we don't want to do when we're turning on a tank, and I see it all the time in here, is somebody will pop that thing on just like that and stop. If you're going to turn the tank on, turn it all the way on. Turn it till it quits turning. It makes the seals in its seat better. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So if it's in the middle, there's a chance it can leak. Okay? So all the way on or all the way off.
Okay.
Okay? Not in the middle.
Gotcha.
And people are bad about just turning it on a little bit. Hey, I got power supply. I got gas supply. I'm done. We don't want that. I want you to either have it all the way on or all the way off.
Okay.
Now this does have the auto changeover on it. And what would happen if you use the auto changeover, which, like I said, I don't recommend, you turn both tanks on. Okay? See how we're pointing at this tank?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? When this tank went dead, when we used up everything in this tank, this green would go red. Okay? It would automatically start pulling off of this tank, even though it's pointing at this tank red. Why it's pointing at this tank red is telling you this tank is completely out.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not paying attention to this and you keep using this for another month, guess what? You're going to pull this one out too, and then you're going to be out completely.
how long should both tanks last together with regular use?
I don't know how cold it is also, you know, how much you're using that furnace. That furnace is going to be your main LP supply being used right here.
Mm-hmm.
Steady use, I would say normal. It's going to be pretty cold up there. I'm going to say, guys, you'll probably get 2 weeks out of them easy
2 weeks with normal use with the furnace or without?
with the furnace.
Really?
So, and I'm doing a big guess. I've never really sit down and calculated all that. You would have to calculate the time frame and all that. But you know, there's a lot of LP in here.
Okay.
So it's gonna last you a pretty good while.
All right.
Okay, we've got the bigger tanks and the other RV.
The 30
But-
pounds.
But is this likely more efficient than the older?
One thing about the older tanks is if it's over 10 years, they can't be filled anyway. So if you're talking about a tank that's over 10-year old, you're going to have a hard time to get them filled.
Well,
Gas use wise, they're no different one from another, other than just more capacity.
we only get 3 days out of a bigger tank running the furnace, so there must be a leak in there. We got a big tank, and when we run the furnace,
In North Carolina,
no, up in Florida.
really,
Yes.
that seems like awful quick to me. Guys.
Yes.
That seems like very, very quick.
Yeah, in North Carolina, we didn't have to change.
So there's a
that
problem
often.
with the gas system in
Yeah,
there.
there might be something wrong there. I mean, it should last. To me, and like I say, guys, I haven't sit down and actually sat and calculated and everything to see how long one of these. But there is ways to doing that. You know, you could go online and figure out time
Okay.
usage and all that stuff for the cylinders. Just remember, you have 20-pound cylinders and 8.8 gallons of LP between the two. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Guys, that's it.
Okay. Lots of.
Just on the top. So if you're locking your door, lock the bottom.
How many sets of keys will we
Card
get?
101 card.